Meghan McCain go off on Kellyanne Conway. I do not like her. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Watch this clip and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Lovebirds are at it again. White House advisor Kellyanne Conway was making fun of Joe Biden on Twitter, claiming, quote, "Sleepy Joe is creepy Joe. We need Ukraine's help to defeat this guy." And her husband George tweeted back, "Your boss apparently thought so." Okay, so these two have been at it for a while, but this is the first time he's used her own tweet against her. Now, what's going on with those two?
They're going to get a divorce.
Come on, Rhoda. Have you done your investigative reporting?
I mean, here's the journalistic angle on this.
Yeah.
Which you can find even in this story about the feuding Conways. She does not understand what it means to be off the record. You know, in our business, we have this, you can talk to a reporter, and if they promise you it's off the record, they can't use it. She is always like halfway into a conversation where she's disparaging her husband, saying, "Oh, and that's off the record." There was a Washington Post interview where she said, "Now you can say sources close to the relationship say it's totally insensitive that he beats up on his wife like that." And the reporter for the Washington Post is like, "You're on the record now, girl."
Yeah.
So, I mean, just it's delightful.
I think she ticked him off.
Go at each
She
other.
ticked him off big time when she said he gets his power through me, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Well,
That was an emasculating remark.
About him, though, if she weren't in the cabinet. And I think that they have a really sick relationship. I think this is a sick thing to do. You have 4 kids at home, and they're going to read this someday. And I think it's the holiday season, and I'm certainly in a better mood because I'm listening to Christmas music every morning. And the idea that, like, I really am. The idea that me and my husband would be, like, somehow feuding with each other over our work is just, I just think it's gross, and they should, I don't know why America has to be subjected to the marital problem.
It's
what
divorce
about
in
Mary
plain
Madeline?
sight.
Yes,
That's what it is. It's divorce
Mary
negotiations
Madeline
in
and
plain
James
sight.
Carville did it very successfully, and they're still married.
They were very
I
civil,
love
though.
them.
They were like respectful to each other and civil, and then you actually learned from each of their points of view, which is when it works. I am tired of normalizing what is so not normal in this White House. For example, like reading tweets sent out from the White House that are attacking people that work in the White House. Do you remember that with Vindman when he was testifying, who still works there, calling them names and bullying them? I also just don't understand what their end game is. Can anyone explain to me? Does George Conway, does he want Kellyanne to quit? Is he just using this for his own attention?
You think he wants
Well, you have a lawyer's angle on it, but I just assume, I come at this from being someone like a bunch of people at this table who gets all sorts of speculation about your personal life, and we don't really know what they're like behind closed doors. Maybe
they hate each other.
No, I don't
Do we
think
know
so.
that?
No,
do we really know that? Maybe they
Do you
spar
do
in
this to someone
public,
you
but-
love?
I think that
it's
gets them
embarrassing
hot.
for her. If my husband did this to me, I'd be,
I do. I think
I'd
it
be
turns
very
them
embarrassed.
on. They love it.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
God.
case. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to withhold judgment on whatever's going on inside the relationship.
Well, I just think, though, that for him, he became a resistant celebrity because of her. And there's a picture online of him at, like, a party where he was, like, watching the debates with a bunch of other celebrities and people in media. And he has become someone that is held up and talked about at Hot Topics at The View because of her. And as a result, he, like, craps all over her on Twitter all day. And I think it's very disrespectful. And I don't like her, and I really don't like the Trump administration, but I don't like this either.
But is
Well,
that
what
fair,
would
though?
you do instead? I mean, he hates Trump.
Oh, I would-
She's working for him and lying
I
for
think
him
there's
on a
way
daily
for
basis.
him to do it and say, like, I completely, I have huge problems with the work my wife does, but I love her. In the same way that, by the way, the same thing that I've done with people who I love that are, have connections to the Trump administration. I don't think politics should completely
Are
erode
we not giving
love,
him
compassion,
short
respect.
shrift? He is just a very successful attorney in his own right. Has worked in
He
administration.
wasn't famous until she was in administration, and
That's
she
what
wasn't
she
famous
says.
until he was as well.
Yeah, I mean, they both were working in politics.
She was nothing until Trump got elected president.
And he was
She was
actually
not
more
as interesting as she is
successful.
now.
More successful.
Yes, he was
a
more.
much more
But it's
successful attorney.
It's always easier to like someone when they're saying stuff that you agree with or that you want them to say.
That's
So
true.
it's fun for people to hear from George Conway because he is so inside the circle, because his wife is literally the one person that has been by his side
He's clever,
other than
too.
family from the
He's
beginning.
clever, and he's more well-liked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but-
more well-liked nationally.
But would you be talking about his successful career if he weren't saying things that you were happy with?
He was a
feels like
Washington
performance art.
inner circle
Yes.
operative. So, yes, people were speaking about him and talking about him favorably
The
in
whole
Washington.
thing's uncomfortable. I don't like talking about it at this table. I don't like reading it on Twitter. And people are just, I'm not the biggest fan of what's going on right now in the White House, but Kellyanne has been getting bullied. I just don't like it.
She's getting bullied?
Yeah, I mean, it's just awful.
She
Like,
works for the bully in chief.
She can dish it out, too. I
Well,
mean,
she can
She can
take
dish it out.
She can
I'm
take
not.
it.
Also, is,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about this hot topics table from anybody in the White House. We come on TV every day saying what we have to say, and I'm not interested in your opinion.
Well,
Thank you.
I would like them to come on and to try to defend
That would be
themselves.
great.
Because they
But
never
I just
do.
don't want any emails
when
or
they,
anything.
When they try to defend Trump,
up.
they sound moronic.
I'd
frankly.
love George Conway to come on.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe we
interested in
can
what
get
he
him
has
I'm
on.
to
not
say.
interested in that.
But here again, isn't this also another distraction?
Spectacle.
Policy.
Yes.
Sound like a broken record.
But that's,
I mean, it
that's the
is.
world we're
Spectacle.
in. We normalize everything being a spectacle when it shouldn't be. We normalize.
You know, we have to get some
disparaging
laughs
public.
out of this because it's killing us.
Look, I'm with you on that.
It's killing us. I have a headache, a migraine. I feel like I'm premenstrual and I'm postmenopausal.
Music on for the holiday.
America, Pure Choice Migraine.
To me, Abby Huntsman does not need to be on The View. Kellyanne Conway is a bully. She works for the executive chief, who is also a bully, who says bad things about people of color, who's put people in cages, and I know Obama has started that, but he's continually doing that, who's separating families, who basically picks on women and say outlandish things about women, who says that he will date his daughter, just this nasty, vile man. And Kellyanne is basically the person who's the closest to President Trump, and kind of one of the reasons why he got elected as president. So the fact that Abby Huntsman saying she's being bullied, girl, sit your ass down. Really, I'm sure Abby Huntsman's a good person, and I like Abby, but she's not qualified to be on The View. The girl is worth $20 million. And from what? She basically don't really have a career. She's 32 years old, doesn't have a career. Her father, who's going to be a governor of Utah, I believe, is worth nearly $1 billion. Abby's grandfather was worth $3 billion. So, Abby, you don't need to be on The View. You need to quit your job and have someone else on who's qualified, who's actually can earn a job without the feeling of nepotism or favoritism, because you got the job from your father, from who he is, and from Meghan McCain allegedly being your best friend. Number one. And number two, it's I feel like she's I don't know if she's just clueless. I think she's clueless. And number one, I also think that she's trying to be careful to what she says when it comes to the moderate/Republican side, just because of who her father is, and because her father once worked for the president. And the same with Meghan McCain. Yes, Meghan McCain does not like the Trump family, but that's only the reason why, because, he basically said bad things about her father. But Meghan McCain has family that works for the Trump administration. So I feel like she has a little bias towards that. And, if Trump and John McCain got along, I'm sure Meghan will be saying, oh, I love Trump. I love Trump. So, in my opinion, I believe, Abby, just get off the fucking show. Get off the show. To me, I like her better than Paula Ferris, but Paula Ferris was horrible. And just something about her wasn't likable, and she was just too reporter-esque for me, just like Abby is. And I don't know, she just, how just some people, you just you're not feeling them. You just you get that vibe about them. That's what I got about Paula Ferris. And, Abby's not experienced enough to be on a political talk show at all whatsoever. And, she got the job through nepotism and favoritism, by having Meghan McCain as a best friend. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Help a minority brother out. We got to win out here. Come on now. We got to win. So if you are someone of color, if you are someone who is Caucasian and white, that's supporting of someone of color, I really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, click the bell button, because we need more diversity on YouTube and on television. And I'm trying to reach a goal of 100,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you stick around. Thank you so much. Please support me. I'd appreciate it. And have a good day. Deuces! Yeah!
downtown.